They called me beautiful once, back when my laughter echoed down white-stoned corridors and the sun kissed my bare shoulders without setting fire to my soul. I remember olives still warm from the branch, the salt of the sea in my hair, and the smell of wild thyme underfoot as I ran through the hills with my children. Yes, I had children, 2 boys and a girl, with curls like night and eyes like mine. Their names are lost, burned away by time and curse, but I still feel the shape of them when I close my eyes, like phantoms pressing against memory. The gods saw me as they always do and took interest. It was Zeus, of course. He came not with thunder but with tenderness, honeyed lies and fingers that promised eternity. He said he loved me. And for a time, I believed it. I believed I could live in Olympus's shadow and still keep my world below. But Hera does not forgive. She watched us with the patience only a goddess possesses. She waited as I nursed his children and kissed his mouth, and then she unmade me. She did not kill me. That would have been mercy. Instead, she stripped away what made me human. My children died slowly, unnaturally, falling asleep and never waking, or weeping blood until silence took them. I held them, begged the gods. None came. When the last one died, something inside me shattered, like a wine cup dropped in a temple. Hera came then, dressed in smoke. She smiled and said, "Now you will stay awake, forever, to remember." And I have not slept since. Do you know what it is to be awake for centuries? To blink and see empires rise and fall, to wander ruins before they were ruins, to sit beside kings as they wept? Without sleep, the world grows wrong. You begin to hear things between the seconds, the ticking of old gods buried beneath mountains, the sighs of forgotten beasts curling beneath your bed. My eyes multiplied, one beneath my tongue, one inside my wrist. They do not blink. They see you. But the worst part came after the eyes, the hunger. At first, I thought it was grief. I wandered villages clutching fabric that smelled like my children, pressing my face to empty cradles. But it grew. It became a craving, not for food, but for presence, for warmth, for life. Children began to disappear. At first, no one suspected me. Grief makes you invisible. But whispers spread. I fled before the torches came. They called me monster, demon, devourer. But they never asked why. Never saw me trying to cradle their children the way I cradled mine. Never saw the tears, only the blood. I tried to stop. I tied myself to trees. I burned my hands on relics. I walked into the sea, but the sea spat me out. The hunger doesn't leave. It waits. It sings in my spine. Once I came to a silent village in a hollow where no birds flew. There I found a child who did not run. She had eyes like my youngest. She smiled and gave me a plum. I remember its taste more than her name. Sweet, real. I wept. She asked why I was sad. I said I didn't know anymore. She took my hand and said, "You can stay." And I did. For a season. I wore linen. I laughed at harvests. But the hunger woke again. One night I stood over her bed. My hand brushed her cheek. She didn't wake. I left, I think. But I woke with her ribbon in my hair and the taste of plum on my lips. I never saw her again. Now I walk from town to town. I do not speak unless spoken to. I avoid mirrors. Hera is always in them, smiling. Her gift of wakefulness has made me a myth. But I am not myth. I am memory. I am grief given form. I am what's left of every mother who has lost too much and lived too long. I once sought a sorceress in the northern woods. She brewed me a tea of wolf's tongue and ash. I drank, and for the first time in millennia I slept. But the dreams were worse. I saw my children, bones beneath roots, whispering my name. I saw Zeus laughing. I saw myself, teeth like needles, rocking an empty cradle. I woke screaming. The sorceress was gone. Only ashes remained. Sometimes I see others like me, women with hollow eyes. We nod. We do not speak. We know. We are what comes after the story ends. And now I speak to you. You who listen in the dark, thinking this only a tale. But what if you dream of me tonight? What if you wake with plum juice on your fingers? What if the mirror fogs though you haven't breathed? What if your child speaks a name you've never taught them? My name. Lamia. I am the silence at the edge of your lullaby. The flicker in the corner of your eye. The reason you wake without remembering the dream. And I am not done. Hera's curse did not kill me. It made me patient. I will wait, in alleys, in forests, in memories not yet yours, because the hunger always returns, it always does, and I am always watching.